Hey, so tonight, Wednesdays are always illustration day. When I work on the featured illustration for my weekly blog that goes up on Thursdays. Um, so I usually write the topic in here and I literally just show my whole process from beginning to end. Since these have to be done a little bit quicker than my client illustrations or stuff for work, I don't do any sketching like I usually would do. So these are just kind of on the fly. But shows pretty much all my illustration process from beginning to end for the most part, besides most of the planning. So here I'm just naming kind of things that go with the topic, and then we look for stuff that kind of has things about that. It's usually how I like to work, especially with these because it makes things go a lot faster since I usually on a time crunch for these. I don't want to spend too much time on them, although they are a lot of fun. It's something that needs to be done at a reasonable time so I can still finish the article and get it scheduled and everything. But yeah. So, thinking of words and subjects that kind of have to do with that topic. I also like to check my illustration bucket first to see what kind of style I want to go with. Usually I stick around the same style. Sometimes we switch it up if something stands out to me. First thing, always take off snap to pixel and bring up the grid. I think we're gonna go with a clock for this one as the main centerpiece, just because it makes sense for the title, obviously. Oh my god, Illustrator, stop. Hey Deshaun, welcome back, man. How's it going? I'm pretty good. I just had dinner. Pretty tired today as usual. I didn't go to sleep till late last night, but pretty good overall. How about you? Yeah, I'm tired too, but I gotta get this done. No one else is gonna do it for me. New Rocket League update came out today. Unfortunately, it's one of those that you have to get the new car from a crate, which is never cool to me. But I'm excited to try it out. There's like a new stage and everything. I'm making a clock. We're gonna do what you see on here, stop charging by the hour. That's the topic for tomorrow's blog post, so just working on that. I think we're gonna use a clock for the centerpiece. We'll see, that might change, but who knows? Yeah, yesterday we got quite a bit done on the landing page. I'd say we're already about halfway done, fortunately. But yeah, that's what we did yesterday. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow as well for anybody that wants to come watch that. It's been a lot of fun building that. Still some work I need to do on the planning side, unfortunately. And I need to get on that because I'm going to be starting on that pretty soon. Right after this landing page stuff. And I don't have all of it planned out yet. Like, I have a bunch of ideas for it, obviously. And I know, like, the general kind of deal that I want. But in terms of, like, the actual UI being planned out and whatnot, I don't have that yet. I basically just have ideas that are in place. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. A little bit nervous about that, going into that with nothing planned. Especially because I have those 2 freelance projects I mentioned to you guys. It's pretty much where all my time is going to be going to over the weekend. So I literally don't even have time to plan it. So I don't know how that's gonna go down, to be honest. We'll see though. No. Well, I guess indirectly from Design Inc. One of my friends that's on Design Inc. passed a freelance project over to me, which I'm very grateful for. So one of them is from that, and then the other one was just a random lead that I got, which was good. There's actually supposedly some big news going down about Design Inc. like right now. I'm actually going to pull up Slack. I have a feeling that the company might be closing. Mark said they had some unfortunate news to share. I hope not, but that's kind of what it seemed like. Design Inc. is shutting down. Yeah. Someone just said that. Wow. That's very unfortunate. Well, I don't know the details, but I guess they weren't able to get profitability. That really sucks because I was part of the team there for a month. Wow. I don't know what to say. Yeah, there's so much work on there, but the thing is, like, the people that post work don't have to pay for it. So that's like a lot of money that they're losing. And they aren't making, I mean, it didn't seem like they would be making much from designers posting, like paying for posting or proposals, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's very unfortunate. I don't know what to say, but probably give my regards to Mark later. But that's just how it is. If you can't get something to profit in time, and there's not it doesn't seem like there's any traction. That's just what happens to products. It sucks though, because I've made like quite a few friends from there, and a lot of people I would talk to in there quite often. So I feel kind of bad. Yeah, I honestly wasn't expecting that. I knew they were having some trouble, without disclosing too much from some talks that I had with Mark a while back, but it seemed like things were going a bit more positive, but I guess not. So glad you guys showed me this this Twitch stream. I think it was you, Vectrix, because, I mean, it's not like what I wish we could listen to, but it's a lot better than what we were listening to. Yeah. I mean, it costs them a lot to upkeep that stuff. If that was something that they could just like leave open and it paid for itself somehow, that would be cool. So at least it's just like a stream of work coming in. Kind of curious about what's happening, but I think the stream already ended. God, I'm sorry, that was probably so loud. That was my reminder to finish my blog post. My bad. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do agree though. It does seem like something that they could be bought for. A little bit stuck on this one. We could put a calendar because I talk about different ways to price things based on calendars. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they just announced the thing where they were gonna open like people being able to be hired through designing. So maybe that's what they're thinking about. I hope so. I hope there's something that's gonna come up and it doesn't just go nowhere or like disappear. I think they were hitting it. Oh. I don't want to say it because I'm just kind of worried they don't want me to disclose anything, but all I'll say is that that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. That would actually be really cool because those guys are super talented. Why does this paper look so weird? Is there really no example? This is a pretty common thing. No, I did do it right. Maybe it's because of this background. Yeah. How do I show it has depth though? Let me bring this up. Yeah, it could be. Plus, they could hire the folks that they have in the designing community because there's some really talented people in there. So I agree. That'd be cool. Yeah, it is, because pretty much everybody has done everything, to be honest. Like, the way to do things now is to figure out something that somebody's done, but do it better. There isn't really, like, a new place for things to come out of. Maybe, like, you could probably argue with, like, other industries, not necessarily tech. There's still some stuff to do, but when we're talking about tech, in my opinion, we're like reaching a ceiling. Besides probably like maybe AI and like virtual reality stuff, because we don't really know what's going to happen there. But in terms of normal tech stuff, I think we've kind of reached our cap. Even with Livtra is, yeah, Snapchat lost so much profit, but that honestly, that's because of Instagram. But even with Livtra, like, I'm hopeful because, like, I know what we're doing is a good thing, but it's not like anything super new. It's basically taking some observations and things that I've seen that can be done better by like a mix of other companies, and bringing a lot of good things from those companies into one. So like from what I know, we don't really have any direct competitors. A lot of them are more so indirect. Like Gyroscope would be an example of what you could call a competitor, but we aren't really targeting people that are into fitness. And I'd say that's like the main competitor, because a lot of the other things are like way too much targeted towards fitness, even more than Gyroscope, which is not what we're after, to be honest. It's kind of the opposite. I'm trying to hopefully help some people that are not really into fitness, to be honest. Like, being aware of that, yeah, but it's not like the main focus that I want to have. Yeah. Yeah, physical product is something as well that has potential in tech. Um, but I agree with you. I think it's like being able to mix. Oh my god, can I select this color, please? being able to make something with hardware and software is going to be where it's at. Huge. I haven't heard of them, unless you're making a joke. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I hadn't heard of them. It does kind of sound like a joke though, which is funny. Not really sure what I'm doing with the colors here. This illustration is kind of all over the place, to be honest. Yeah, basic is pretty good too. Honestly, I don't like their new site though. Especially with people they're targeting, like it just feels, if you're targeting clients, it's just like way too over the top, to be honest. I guess it's to like impress clients, but I don't know. I have no idea where this illustration is going. I mean, there's people that like Ghostly Ferns that they're not technically a studio, but they're like a bunch of freelancers that work together sometimes. Like they don't always work on every single project together, but if they need each other's help, they work together on things. You could do something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, that's why I don't do too many animations on my work and stuff. I just feel like you need to really focus on like what you're working, like what you're trying to show and the content of it. Like I like a little bit of animation, like fade ins here and there and stuff, but I feel like everything is so over the top lately. Oh, it's not updated in here. Well, I'm just gonna grab Twitch purple because I need a bright purple. Actually, that's probably not what I. No, it doesn't look like exactly what I want. Yeah, it's way too dark. Speaking of all over the place, this illustration is all over the place. Not sure what I'm doing here. Kind of tempted to just go like super simple and take off this and then just go with the clock. Maybe we could go with this. A lot of the time, if I'm stuck on an illustration, I try and go more of an abstract route, and that kind of helps me out. So like this arrow, It's not 100% on par with kind of the concept, but I think it's more of an abstract kind of addition to the illustration that kind of helps balance things out. Because having that calendar on the bottom and nothing on top feels kind of weird. Worked at both an agency and in-house. I technically have my first and only internship was an internship at a 3D studio / agency. Well, actually, yeah, actually my first real job too that I got hired for at Verasso, they're an agency too. I forgot about that. Like, it's more of like a product kind of agency, like digital agency instead of the like traditional graphic design stuff, but it was still an agency if you have any questions or anything. Not everyone can work at NPR, their first job, Deshaun. We're not as cool as you. No, for real, that's pretty cool. For some reason, that reminds me that every single Uber or Lyft driver I think I've ever had always has NPR on in the car. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you don't have to internship or do an internship. I actually got mine pretty early. I was a freshman, and I wasn't even in the design program. But I did it just because that was recommended to me before going into the design program, and that ended up not being even close to what I wanted to do, which is kind of funny. Oh, for the Uber drivers, they put Christian music. That's weird. I guess it's not much better than NPR because NPR is always talking about politics. Come on. I need to update OBS because all my stuff is so laggy when I have OBS open. Like, it's completely fine when I don't have it open, but it was either Mac or Apple or OBS that updated their software because everything is just incredibly laggy and it's driving me insane. Oh, it is free for students? Man, I might have my girlfriend pick it up so I can use it. Yeah, that was my jam back in the day. I think we've talked about that though. 3 miles from NASA. That's so cool. Stream is stopping every second. It might be my internet too. I know that Vectrix sometimes has some internet issues. Honestly, I think it's an update from Mac that is just messing up my computer. Because, I mean, look at this. It's like so laggy when I have OBS open. It's crazy. Out of this world. Yeah, I've heard about their style guide. Is it that book that is like everywhere on design inspiration sites? Or is that just a book that they released? Oh yeah, that is the book that I'm thinking about. So expensive though. I mean, it's understandable, but yeah, Yasley's work is really good. I think I've talked about him on stream before too. I mean, modeling isn't too bad. The thing that I kind of struggled with is the lighting. The lighting was always really hard for me. There's just like not too many good tutorials that got the results that I wanted. So I always kind of struggled with that and never was able to get it just right. Could have just been me though. Um, but yeah, it was a bit hard for me. Oh yeah, I saw Devin's stuff. I signed up for the newsletter last week, I think. The first one that went out, it was pretty good. I saw like the interview that she had and everything. It was pretty cool. Vetrix, if you want some tutorials, go to, I think it's called Grayscale Gorilla. They have so many tutorials there. Yeah. Here, I'll send you the link. NASA's using a Google font. It's probably because all the work that Google did into making it into like however many languages that it's translated into. Yeah, that's what I do too, but there's like a certain softness, and like if you look at Yasley's work, kind of like that. That's like what I was never able to achieve. And I just kind of lost interest in it when I started getting into tech stuff. Yeah, I mean, the important thing is to not compare yourself to other people. Like, there's so many people my age that do a lot more than I do, I guess, but one, they're in San Francisco. Um, and I don't know, it's just never healthy to do that. Like, there's people that have worked at Facebook that are younger than me and things like that. Like Brian Lovin, he worked at Facebook, he worked at Buffer, things like that. But they just have different situations that they're more easily inclined to have those opportunities. Like I got a job offer at Uber, but I don't live in San Francisco and I don't plan on moving there. Even if it was to work at Uber, but yeah, the important thing is just to not compare yourself to others, or else you're never going to be happy, to be honest. Because there's always going to be somebody that's better, quote unquote, better than you, or has a better situation than you do. So I just ignore it, do my own thing, do what makes me happy, do what I think is on my road to what I consider success, and I just don't really think about anybody else. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, knowing the right people is a lot of it as well. Because if you know people that work at those places, they can put a good uh, good word in for you. Yeah, I got an offer at Uber, and I've gotten an offer at Weebly as well. But again, I don't live in San Francisco. I don't plan on it. They're not really open to remote employees for what they were hiring for. And I basically already have my family here. Um, like I have my girlfriend, my dogs, and everything. I can just hop on a cheap plane ride to go see my other family. I have my birth mom's side of the family is here in St. Louis. Like I just don't plan on ever living in San Francisco, especially with the rent there. Jesus. Yeah, man. Yeah, see, like, to be honest, the fourth, like, I respect that a lot more than somebody that tells me they worked at Facebook. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but you don't really know the the value of like really hard work. Like, I know you worked hard to get to Facebook or whatever you want to say, but I don't know. It's just like a different way of defining success and hard work and things like that. That I kind of pride myself in knowing because I don't ever want to compare myself to other people and be dwelling on that kind of stuff or else I just get down on myself. But yeah, I think just doing your own thing is what it comes down to. You know, doing what makes you happy, things like that. That's the best you can do. Where do I get my inspiration? Uh, Kind of depends. Do you mean like visual inspiration, life inspiration, or inspiration? Kind of depends what aspect of life we're talking about, because those are kind of different where I get the inspiration for each of those. Um, I think this is done. I don't really want to work on it anymore, to be honest. I think it's good enough for what we need. So let's get this formatted and uploaded, and then we'll be ready to go. For inspiration for design, um, uh, kind of depends. I'd say like the easiest and most straightforward answer is just my Tumblr. Um, in terms of like if we're talking about visual inspiration, like I gather a lot of my inspiration from random stuff. It's not only I don't know only like browse dribble and things like that, like cool posters and typography, things like that. Even like old school Pokemon, like Pokemon illustrations and anime illustrations, interiors, books, random 3D art. Um, so if you're talking about visual inspiration, this is kind of the most straightforward answer. I like kind of having a diverse set of inspiration under my tool belt, like even like streetwear. I really like streetwear, like 8-bit art. Um, Again, Pokemon cards. Like I collect Pokemon cards because I love the art of them and things like that. But yeah, again, most straightforward answer is going to be my Tumblr, which is just fromcortez.tumblr, or you can just go to my website and it's up there in the top if we're talking about visual stuff. Yeah, $5,000 a month for a loft, no thank you. Even if you are getting paid more, still, that's crazy. I mean, I think that's always been a thing. Should designers work in SF? Like they're in this little bubble, and a lot of them don't even consider other designers and like what's going on outside of their little bubble, unfortunately. Like there's so much cool stuff going on like in the UK. Um, like even especially in like Japan too, there's so much cool inspiration there for design and also just like random stuff. That's another place I really get a lot of my inspiration from is from Japan and Japanese culture. I'm a huge fan of. Black and white puzzle. I probably shouldn't go back to find it, but I'm kind of curious what you were talking about. Oh, this thing. I think that's a poster. Dang it. Come on. Oh my god. It's not going well. University of Reading. Stuff in the UK. Mainly like German and Swiss design. I'd love to be more familiar with culture, but unfortunately I'm not. That's a big thing I want to get better at. Is like I know a lot of the stuff that I know is like visually based, but I'd like to know more about the culture and things like that because I think it's just good knowledge to have to be more informed about other cultures and whatnot. But yeah, it's more like visually based, like Swiss and German design. Pretty sure that's not specifically UK, but you know what I mean. Again, there's a prime example of knowing more about the culture. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I was talking about, Deshaun. Japanese minimalist design. One of my best friends from Nashville is like super into that kind of work, and he kind of got me into it as well. I know there's a lot of like streetwear influences that come from that too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'd love to know more about the culture. I just need to take the time to learn about it. ACG streetwear. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I really like admiring streetwear. I don't really wear it myself. I don't think I can pull it off, to be honest. At least not like the super extreme stuff, but I definitely have a huge admiration for it. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Deshaun. But I'm definitely super interested in it. That's where I draw a lot of inspiration from lately. Not too much in my work, but in a lot of my personal work and kind of lifestyle stuff I really like. Urban Ninja Streetwear. That stuff is really cool. That is true too. Forgot about that. It's literally just a red circle. I remember, weren't you doing a project on something that had to do with Japanese design? I'm pretty sure. I remember you showing it to me, unless I'm thinking of somebody else. Oh, yeah. I know I remembered. Oh, that's blending in. Nice. Huh. I don't really like this with the colored background. No, I have not been to Tokyo. I want to go to Japan so badly, but it's expensive, and I don't have anybody to take care of my 3 dogs. but I'm definitely planning to go very soon, maybe next year or something. Um, Maybe next year to celebrate with Julie graduating and when she gets into medical school. I'll probably go with her. We can if you want. We should just get everybody in the stream to go at the same time. I might as well just take them to Tokyo then if I send them all the way to UK. But yeah, that's the main thing that kind of sucks about having dogs is it's like it's impossible for me to travel with Julie. Like always one of us has to go at a time. Like this weekend she's going to Nashville to be with her family for a bit and I'm staying here to take care of the dogs. Which I don't mind, but it would be cool if I could just go with her whenever. Oh really? I didn't know that. I wish there was, I don't really know a way to be more in touch with what goes on over there without like speaking the language and whatnot. That's the Olympics link. Wasn't there a whole big debacle about the logo and how it was copied or something? Or am I thinking incorrectly? I'm pretty sure that's true though. Yeah, I heard about that. Also, in other news, this is kind of random, but I pulled a card that is worth 130 bucks, which is crazy. Um, Funny, ironically, it was out of a Japanese set, which is pretty cool. And yeah, before you get it graded, like right out of the pack, it's worth 130 bucks. And then if I get it graded and it gets like a 10, then I think the value goes up to around like 400 or 500 bucks, which is crazy. Yeah, probably nobody's gonna hire that dude ever again. That's true. Yep, a Pokemon card. Not on the game, thankfully. I actually have it here. Let me see if I can show you guys. I don't know how the light will be. But yeah, this card. The art is really cool. But yeah, it's worth 130 bucks. Which is crazy. And like, even besides that, the artwork is just beautiful. Like it's really, it's like a little bit different than the normal cards they have. It's like really textured and kind of rough compared to the usual art. And it's in Japanese, and I just really love Japanese lettering or letters. I just love how they look on that card. And Japanese cards are printed in a lot better condition than English ones, so it's so it's a lot easier to grade and get like a good grade on it to sell it for a lot of money. So I'm excited. Yeah, it was a pretty nice grab. I'm glad that it was like an actual card. I've gotten like a few really rare cards on the online one, which sucks because obviously I can't do anything with that. But yeah, I have a huge collection that I need to send out for grading. Like, these are all cards. There's probably like around 100 or so in here. They're all like pretty rare cards. So at some point, I need to send them off to get graded. But just to get a membership for grading, it's like 200 bucks, and then you have to pay for each card that you send, like 6 or 7 bucks, and then on top of that, you have to pay for the shipping for them to ship it back, which is kind of depends on how many cards you send, but it's usually like 40 to 100 bucks each time, which is crazy. No, I'm using React. I made a custom React thing with a bunch of custom components and stuff that I made from scratch. Haven't really used a CMS or a static site generator or anything like that. What am I looking for here? Mexican peso from the 1920s. Yeah, I remember we talked about that. It's really cool. I don't know. I think you can send as many as you want, actually, but I don't even have the membership yet. So like even just getting the membership is a pretty big investment. I think you do get like I think it's like 15 or so free grades, but I probably have like around 100, like 80 to 100 cards that I would want to send that would be worth sending, because the value would like double, maybe even triple for a lot of the cards. So I don't really know what to do. Like I keep getting more cards like every couple weeks, but I'm not like sending them off. I don't know. I just need to get the membership, but I just haven't. I think there's like clubs you can join where one person has the membership, and they just charge you like a fee to do all the sending and everything. But if I'm doing it for that many cards, I feel like it's just better to get it myself and just make that investment, because I think they charge like $13 per card. So like if I had the membership, it would be like 6 to 7, and then plus if I send bulk, then I just pay for whatever the return shipping is. So I'm actually not going to be able to finish this tonight because I still need to write the recap of my week. This will probably go out later tomorrow, unless I kick myself into gear and actually get it done tonight. I just feel really tired and lazy. Like I don't want to do anything. I just want to play video games. I've been working nonstop all day today. I don't really think that's the best use of a block clip. Did that here because they had that bar, but I feel like for the styling I use, it might not be the best one. Could also just make the whole thing bold. That might be better, actually. Free watches, if anyone wants to get some. What? Only pay shipping? They're probably like super cheap. I wonder how they make money off of that. They probably upcharge a little bit on the shipping or something. Might just work without even bolding everything either. Let's see. $40? Yeah. They're definitely upcharging that. Yeah, that looks good. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, like I said, I need to finish writing the rest of the recap. but everything else looks good. So we have two options. Either you could sit here and watch me write that and then send it out, or I can just, and then we could actually, I might do that, and then we can stream some Pokemon after. Because I was probably gonna play that for a little bit anyways afterwards. If you guys are cool with watching me write, it probably won't take that long, probably like 5 minutes. I doubt you guys care, but it's up to you. I can either do that off stream or like after I commit this, or I can keep going and you guys will just have to get through some boring stuff for a little bit. Probably be like 15-20 minutes of that. I'm also gonna get some water really quick. It breaks after a week. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you're working on stuff cool too? Cool. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Glad you guys are okay with that. So this isn't going to be too exciting, but let's see. Personal life, that's always a tough one. I don't really have much going on lately. Doing an interview test right now. Oh, nice. So alright, see you later, Vectrix. Actually, something just came up, so not going to be able to stream right after this. I might stream later. Probably not, though. I'll probably save that for tomorrow or Friday or something. Maybe give you guys an extra day on Friday. But I'll definitely be streaming over the weekend from some Pokemon, if that's what you guys are interested in. I'm actually writing about it right now, as you can see. But something just came up, so fortunately I'm going to have to head off after I finish writing this, which I'm pretty much done. But Vectrix went to sleep, and I know it's getting kind of late for you guys as well. So it's all good. Sorry about that, but it's kind of out of my control. Let me just wrap this up. Oh no, it's not a bad thing at all. It's just something that I have to do task-wise offline. It's not an emergency or anything, but yeah, I appreciate the concern though. Well, it's all good. Sucks though. I was looking forward to streaming that. It was a lot of fun. It was just yesterday. It's just I'm not used to talking while I'm doing it, and since I'm still learning, I got a little bit absent-minded when I was doing it, and I made a mistake. But yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm definitely gonna try and stream that stuff more often because I know you guys kind of liked it, and that's kind of what I do in terms of video games lately. So I'm totally down to stream that. It would be a good supplement to the design streams, and maybe get some other people in here that we wouldn't normally get that are into the Pokemon community, so that'll be cool. Sweet. Okay. So let's just commit this. that's all done. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and then upload that. So I think that's gonna be it for the stream. Tomorrow we're gonna be streaming the code for, hopefully wrapping up the code for Livtra's landing page. So I'll be working on that tomorrow at 7:30 Central Standard Time as usual. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.